Can you hear me now? Hold on. All right, I can hear you too. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing very, very well. Thank you so much for your willingness to adjust around the appointment time a little bit today.
You're good. It worked out. Schoolwork all done for my oldest and fed them, got on my coaching call, and now I have them content. So it worked. You're
Great.
good. It worked out. School.
Great. So first and foremost, tell me a little bit about who you are.
Oh man. Okay. I don't know. I'm a mom, have two boys, a 7-year, almost 8-year-old and almost 4-year-old. We live in the middle of nowhere. My husband now travels with work, so that's fun. I was a hairdresser for 10 years and have been in the business. I just for 2 years and just started into my third year.
Okay. So what prompted you to choose a career in real estate?
I have never told this story ever, but I'll tell you.
Okay.
It's something I've always dreamed of doing. I sold our first house for sale by owner, and
Okay.
that was fun. And then when I was doing hair, we had moved to another house, our second house, and I got like the classes and all that kind of stuff and never did it because it like intimidated me and I was like, not happening. And then we had our second baby and moved to the middle of nowhere, and financially things were just different. I could stay home, but I'm not a homebody whatsoever. And I told my husband, I'm like, I'm getting my license. And he goes, well, it's about time. So second time I got my license, and that's how it happened.
Okay, so what is it right now that I talked to Sarah Okana last week, and she actually it was the beginning of this week, and she was just so proud of everything that you're accomplishing right now in your business. And tell us about some of the successes you've had over the last month.
I got, I guess, a couple new things under contract. I worked my social media. It's something I felt like I could do while being home and having two loud kids in the background. I
Yeah.
can sit there and make pretty posts and interact with people that way, and then get on the phone or go into direct message and have true conversations after I start that interaction. So that has helped me.
Mhm.
Um, one one contract kind of fell through and it boosted me, and it was a really big one. A huge contract that just fell apart, and I was like, oh gosh, I better get some business. So it really just, it kind of boosted me. And I will say a couple weeks ago, I was stressed and like on the verge of crying when we were in meetings with Sarah, and I texted Sarah and I was like, I've got to talk. I'm about to lose it. And then something just turned. It dawned on me, get on social media and make a presence.
So, and that's probably one of those things that, had the circumstances right now that we're in by having to work at home, that may not have come up if those circumstances were different. Would you agree?
Completely agree.
Yeah. So when you look at this, we're all stuck at home right now. We're having to do business in a completely different way than we ever did before. How is this going to change you and your business moving forward from today?
I will say, so when I always have these goals of like having a better presence and being better about my follow up or whatever it may be. But this is kind of funny. When I get into the office, I am social, and sometimes it almost would like put me back. So now my way of being social and interacting is getting on that phone and talking to people.
Okay. So for you being a stay-at-home mom right now and school teacher for your children, how important has it been for you to time block for your business and for your family?
Very, very, very important. I know that before it was start your lead gen at 8 or whatever, 9, as soon as you go. And the first couple weeks of this new normal, I felt like I'm not getting my work done, but I had to realize that my kids' schoolwork comes first, and I have to get that done. And then after that, I can send them outside or do whatever it may be. And then I can focus on my work and time block for that kind of stuff. Another thing, my oldest will write notes to some of his friends back and forth, and we sit down and do handwritten notes at the same time. So that's kind of helped.
Love that. That reminds me of a political cartoon. I call it a political cartoon. It's not really that, though. This was back in 2016. And so way, way back. It showed a guy going to his mailbox in 1996. And when he was at his mailbox, he was just so frustrated because of how much junk was in his mailbox. And then it shows him in 1996 walking into his house, and there's a little notification that popped up and said, "You've got mail." And he was so excited because someone sent him an email. And then it shows him in 2016 sitting in front of his computer with 22,000 emails in front of him, just so frustrated. And then it shows him walking out to his mailbox in 2016, and he was really excited because somebody sent him a handwritten note.
I
And
love that.
in times like we're in right now, showing people that we care about them can be as simple as a handwritten note, and that can mean a ton.
Yes, I completely agree on that.
And yesterday when you and I were on the call, or maybe it was a couple of days ago when you and I were on the call, you mentioned something that I had said in a team meeting that Gary had said, and it really stuck out to you. What was it?
That if you are not calling and loving on your people right now, that you have absolutely no business to call them 90 days from now and ask them for business. If you're not checking on them, making sure they're good, whatever it may be, don't pick up that phone and call them. And that terrified me. I was like, ah.
So is that, and you had already started focusing on your people, but how much more did you focus on them after that?
A lot more. And also when we got on that morning mastermind and I was telling you like how I felt about not getting on the phone because my kids are in the background. And now I just pick up the phone and be like, hey, if you hear my 3-year-old screaming, sorry, but got to do what I got to do. So it's kind of just like break the ice conversation.
Because you're not the only one. They're
right.
on the other side of the phone going through the same thing. And you know what? It's comforting to know that they're not the only ones too.
That's right.
So from right now, what's the most important thing for you and your business going forward?
Well, I just got off our coaching call, and it kind of, I guess, brought things to life of like how, because I get overwhelmed with like the GPS or the 411 or things like that and trying to break it down. So the important things are staying in front of my clients, connecting with them, calling them, loving on them, whatever it may be. But then for my business, my goal, and Sarah said it best, instead of saying I need 6 listings or whatever, I need 10 new pieces of business. That way, if it's a buyer, great. If it's a listing, great. It doesn't matter, but I need business to reach my goal for the year.
Yeah. And what will those 10 pieces of business allow you and your family to do?
Well, if we can go somewhere, my kids want to go on a good trip, but it will also allow more, I guess, freedom. I'll be able to, my husband travels, so we could pick up and go with him and not have, I could work from there. I mean, I can work from anywhere right now. But it would pay off some things. Proof, it would be huge for us. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. The world we're living in right now is proof that even in real estate, we can work from anywhere.
Yes. I could just pick up and go.
Yeah. Well, Arly, I appreciate you so much for being willing to kind of share your story with me a little bit today. And if there's anything we can do to serve you, don't hesitate to let us know. But your story is going to inspire a lot of people into action and loving on their people. So I wanted to make sure that people knew about that.
Yes, thank you. This was so fun. I enjoyed it. Thank you so much.
Good. Have a wonderful day. I'll talk to you soon.
You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.